Today's video is a walk around what's called Fullerton Loop. I'm probably going to do Sugar Mama as well, and the reason I'm doing this one is because later this year this is all scheduled for logging up in here, I believe. It is due for processing. It has come round for harvest time. So trailhead, it's good washrooms, good maps, plenty of good maps. But right, the trail starts over here. So the usual lost and found. What do we got here? We have one of those ridiculous crimp-on things that people put on their shoes, and a glove. So if you're missing those, I found them. They're here. Right. So this is where the trail starts, and I'm going to head on up that way. The advantage of this trail, make sure you wear spikes. The advantage of this trail is it's pretty hard packed snow, because it is a very popular trail. I don't usually do this trail. Usually way too many people on this trail for my liking. I prefer the quieter trails, but you have to just head up this bank first, and it levels out in the forest just up here. Looks like we're in for a nice day. Look at that. Take that. When I left Calgary this morning it said 6 degrees. I don't know if it is. Even though it says it's warm, always make sure you bring your gear with you, just in case. Anybody that watches my videos will know. Right, just going to do this little forest walk, and I'll show you where we turn off. First part of this trail is a very nice flat, hard packed snow. It's very easy to walk on. As long as you've got spikes. As long as you remember, bring spikes. Use proper spikes, not them silly little traction aid things that people use. They are a complete waste of time. Catula make the best spikes. You can find all kinds of copies of those now all over Amazon and whatever. These Catula ones that I have had those, oh Christ, I don't know, 10, 12 years, maybe more. In fact, yeah, maybe nearly 15 now. Wow. Yeah. And I use them every time I'm out. So when they last, I don't know how these cheap knockoff ones last, I don't know, but the Catulas definitely last. Yeah. Hell on, Mr. Squirrel. Squirrels are awake. Yeah. Like I say, first part of this trail, it's really good, really simple. Now this might be a bit of a long video because I'm going to try and video as much of this as I can. The first part of this is real simple. It's just down through the forest. You can from this side over here. I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but you can actually see the river from here. Not be able to see much of it this time of year. The old trail used to go along the bottom there and then up the hill, but yeah, that there is the Elbow River down there. Lots of nice views along this trail. Yeah, but it's a very easy family trail, so I'm going to get back onto the trail, head on up, and I'll show you where we turn off. So following along the trail, river's off to the right there. Fullerton Loop basically goes up the top of that hill over there. Now a lot of people do this one anti-clockwise because you can go up the back of that hill and then come down. You've got to gain that elevation no matter which way you go. Elevation's not free, I'm afraid, so don't be tempted to go straight across here, because out in the middle of there, that is actually very, very wet. Don't go that way. And that hill is a hands and feet all the way up there. That's a terminal slope. It's about 42 degrees. Any more than that, that thing will start sloughing. So it actually has in some places, but that's where you're going, top of that hill up there. Now how you get there is up to you. I've got to gain that elevation no matter which way I go, so I might just bite the bullet and do the steep bit first. I'll have a look and see how good the snow is when I get there. That's the river down the bottom there. But if the snow's as good as this, I might go up the steep bit, get that out the way, and then because I might come back down Sugar Mama, because to my understanding the logging in here is going to be basically Fullerton Loop, Sugar Mama, Sugar Dada, all up through that way. That's my understanding of how it's going to go, so I will see when I get there. Right, I will stop waffling, get into the trees here, and I'll show you where I'm going to turn up. Just at the end of the forest section, you'll come to a drift fence. Always follow the instructions on the gate, because they do have cows and that down in through here, so always be careful. This is why I like having my spikes on, because this hard packed snow is actually surprisingly slippery, and going up and down the steep bit, coming down the steep bit can be a bit of a pain if you haven't got spikes on. I can tell you, I've seen people literally come down there on their rear ends, so be a little careful. Right, so all down through here there's many little bridges and there's some big ones. This one I think was rebuilt in the floods. Again, stay off the ice in the creeks. It always looks very tempting to walk down there and walk across the ice. Don't do that. You fall through there and you get wet, you're in big trouble. So, right, this is the turn off point. If you turn right here, you can go off up to Snagmore and all those other places. I am going to turn left. Now, one thing that is really good, anybody that's ever done the Bragg Creek trails will know that the signage here is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. They do a great job. Right, that red screw or orange screw there at the bottom is where we are. Going to go up there and then you'll see there's a Y. I'm probably going to take left. That orange colour one is Fullerton Loop. You can go all the way around, it's only about 6k. Fairly easy walk. But at this top end up here, I might cut up around the top and then down Sugar Mama. I can tell you now, if you're going to do Sugar Mama on foot, do it from the top down, not the bottom up, because that is a long relenting uphill ridge. It's like a finger ridge, and we got 3 ridges here. 1, 2, 3. So bite the bullet, do the steep bit first, I think. Up here, up through here, through, I think it's called Bobcat, and then I'm going to come down Sugar Mama. Yeah, so great signage around here. The trails around here, the guys that maintain the trails here, they're insanely good. Some of the best maintained and operated trails you're ever going to find anywhere. They've actually won awards for it and all kinds. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I'll do some more and I'll show you where we turn off. Such a nice walk up through here. Summer or winter, doesn't really matter. Like I say, lots of bridges. Where the ice builds up, eh? Quite amazing. And if you listen, it's quiet. Now if you come up here on a weekend, especially in the summer, it's not quite so quiet. Right, there's an important turn off coming up here in a minute. Very pleasant walk, isn't it? Well, it is if you've got decent spikes on. Don't do this without decent spikes. It's like Johnson's Canyon. Johnson's Canyon's amazing, but don't do it without spikes. Yeah. Right. On I go. Now this is decision point. If you go straight on and over the bridge, you go around Fullerton Loop. And right there, where that marker is. You go around this piece and it's a slow climb. Or you can do this way, believe it or not, there's a set of stairs under here. I'm actually going to take the steep route. There is actually a set of stairs under here. Just about see them in the snow. So I'm going to take the steep route, get the steep bit out the way first. So I went left and go around clockwise. So that's your junction. If you want an easier walk, go around anti-clockwise, because it's a much easier walk. But like I say, all this is scheduled for logging this year. I think it's this year. But, that's another reason for doing this video, is I don't know how many more times I will walk around here with all the trees. So I will do this video, and this will probably be my last one around here. Right, as you go up the steep bit, you'll come across a gate and another glove. Yeah. It's only a little glove. I think I will take that with me, and I will leave that back at the beginning. There's a place there you can leave bits, stuff you find on the way around. Somebody lost a plastic thing off of their pole as well, so I'll take that with me. I'll deposit all this crap back at the beginning through the gap. It's a bit tight with a pack. I'd always have my pack with me because you never know. And it's when you're halfway up a steep bit like this, you start questioning, should I have gone around the other way or should I come this way? But by this time you're already halfway up, so you might as well just bite the bullet and keep going. Oh dear. So when you're 20 you can probably run up this hill. However, as you get older, I find it way easier to go uphill than downhill. Sounds silly, but going downhill is harder on the legs and the knees. Going uphill is actually easier, but you have to stop for more breaks. Yeah. Right, I will put this away until I get further up. New bench. I never remember seeing that before. Look at that. I will take that. What a great place for a bench. Who put this here? Fred Wingham. Yeah. Well, thank you, Fred. Shame you're no longer with us, but I can tell you now, your bench is in an amazing spot. Especially when you're walking up this hill. What a great place to put a bench. Thank you, Fred. Much appreciated. Oh, there's another helicopter out there. He's just closing in on us up there. Coming straight on. Yeah. Down in the bottom here, this is all the Elbow River. Over the back there we've got all that mountain over there is Banded Peak, Glasgow, Forget Me Not, Hyperi, Ipan, all that lot. They're all over that way. Very nice down in that way. Oh, looks like he's coming straight over. Wonder if he's coming into the station. There's a flight station down the bottom here. No, just making lots of noise. I saw one just like that the other day, so maybe they're doing training flights. Right, so back out across this way. Like I say, it's Banded Peak. Off over that way you got Prairie Mountain, that's up around the corner, you'll be able to see that in a minute. All over down through that valley, down towards, if you follow that valley all the way down, that'll take you down to Blue Rock and all that lot. That's nice down in there, but be aware you need to, that's not what I call the average day hiker kind of area. You need to be a bit more outdoorsy down that way. Many great mountains down that way, many great mountains. Yeah, all smoke and everything. I was down at All Smoke and that in the summer. Right, so I've had a rest. Thank you very much, Fred Wingham. That is very much appreciated. What an amazing place to put a chair. Right, I'm going to continue on the up and I'll do some more when I get to the top. Now I'm just going to show you this. Some people are complaining huge about them cutting all this forest, but you have to bear in mind that this forest up through here, this is actually replant. This is after it was cut years and years and years ago. If you look, you can find stumps in here all over the show. But the forest starts to die. See the big trees? Yeah, they reach the end of their lifespan and then they die. There's another one, see? Yeah. So I know people say, oh, they shouldn't cut the forest, they shouldn't cut the forest, but a lot of this forest up through here was grown as a crop. This is all cropland up in here, but a forest crop takes 50 to 100 years to grow, whereas a crop of potatoes Takes 6 months. See, look at all the dead trees in here. And if you just leave it, the entire forest will fall over like that, and it just becomes a big higgledy-piggledy mess. And that's not how nature likes it. Nature likes to clear out all that crap. And I can tell you now, if you don't log it, if you don't clear it out, then you end up with big forest fire situations. Now when you log it, what you do is you create big open areas. Anybody that follows my videos will know that I'm not a great fan of clear cut, but I have to say West Fraser did a really good bit over by Tom Snow there. They thinned out the trees. They left a lot of the trees that are like 10, 15 years old, because they're no good for timber trees. They might as well just leave them there. If they've already got 15 years head start, they will turn into really big trees by the time it comes around to harvest next time. And also good nursery trees, so you've got all the cones and what have you, so they self-seed all over the show, which is exactly what you want. So they actually made a really good job. Anybody that's not been over through that north end of Tom Snow out towards Dawson, if you have a look at the forest there, you'll see what I mean. They've left a lot of standing trees, a lot of the smaller stuff. Very, very important to do that, because the forest gets a head start. But if you don't clear it out, everything that you're looking at down through there, it pretty much is regrowth. There's no forest down there that's not been cut at some stage. I can see bits that have regrown and what have you over the years. It's like a patchwork quilt, you get to spot them. But it is a crop. It is grown for timber production. We all need timber, and like I say, if you don't clear out all this stuff, eventually it just falls over, and nature will clear it out. Just look at the mess up at Jasper. People were telling them for 30, 40 years, get that beetle kill out of there. Do something about the massive build-up of deadfall. Nobody listened. Hey presto, up it went. Oh, you can't cut a twig. It's national forest. But there's a guy called Wilson. There's a really good forestry channel. Wilson's Forestry, I think it's called. Forest Lands or something like that. And he has a very good saying, and I like it, so I'm going to repeat it. And it's very simple. He said, "We are preserving our forests to death," and that is exactly what we're doing. Look at all this. Yeah, this whole forest down through here looks like that everywhere you look, and that is a recipe for forest fire. So these trees will die, then you can't use them. So then they go to waste. The forest will burn. Trust me, it will burn hot for a long time. So, active forest management. If I look from here, I can see bits all out through here. You can see all the cut blocks that have been cut in the last few years. But if you look, it's like a little patchwork quilt. I can see over there, don't know where that will show up on the camera, but I can see bits over there that I know are about 15 years old. They were cut about 15 years ago. You can see the older forest in the background. It is a patchwork quilt. It is a work in progress, as I call it. It's not a forest is not a static thing. It doesn't stay there forever. And if we don't actively manage our forests, we end up with dead forests. So a clear cut area, once it's new grown, I don't know how many people walk up through clear cuts and what have you. I do. And the amount of wildlife and the wildflowers and the bees and the birds and everything up there is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's a time and a place for everything. So I will get up top of this hill and I should do some more. See, the water bars are working very well. These channels here, they're called water bars. They get the water off the trail, stops the trail getting chewed up. You come up that piece and you always think, oh good, I'm at the top. Then you come around the corner and you see that and you think, oh crap, no I'm not. But you get a temporary reprieve with a little bit of downhill before heading back up. Now, the good thing with our forest here, good amount of aspen down in here. Aspen are a pioneer species in forests. They get set up. You can see loads of them over there. So there's some nice banks of aspen. Very, very popular mixed aspen down in the bottom here. Very, very important for habitat. These old aspen logs. I saw a couple on the way up here, absolutely riddled with holes. So every insect in the world wants to live in an aspen tree. Yeah, it's the high price real estate if you want. So that's where they want to be. So I will continue up to the top of there and do some more of it. And again, whew, puffed out. All these down trees here. you get to the top of this bit and you think, oh goody, I'm at the top, and you come around the corner and you look and you're like, oh crap, no I'm not. I can tell you now, I very nearly am at the top. Going to gain the elevation no matter which way you go. Look at all these big trees down in here. See, that's a great big tree. Was a good tree. Now it's just forest floor. Yeah. Whew. Right. Not as young as I used to be. I don't remember signing up for getting the old crap. But we've got another birthday coming up soon. I stopped counting years ago. You get to 50, you stop counting. You get to 60, you stop counting. But I'm still going, I'm still doing it. Just got to get up the top of that bit there, and I'm done. I'm there. Whew. Yeah. This is the Elbow River watershed. Down and around that corner, down there. Anybody that's familiar with the TV show North of 60, that's where they filmed that and various other things down there. This is the Elbow River. Comes up through here, disappears off out that way, out on the floodplain out there. Yeah. Good forests up in here, eh? Like I say, it is all man-made forest. Most of this up in here is not natural forest. People think it is, but it isn't. So, yeah, it comes and goes, but if we ignore it, if we abuse it, next thing we know we got nothing, because nature will burn it right out. So one more big push up the hill and then I'm there. Yippee, yippee, I'm at the top. This is the top. So wise choice, do the hard bit first, because everything from here is now easy. Whew. That's a bit of a slog up that bit. You never can tell this time of the year whether it's going to be hard packed snow, sheet ice, or like today, just dry mud. Yeah. We are, what are we, first week in January, I think we're the 10th or something, 9th, 10th I think. So as you can see, there's not much snow up this bit, which is good. I did put my spikes on because you never know, and also on this loose mud the spikes do work their wonders as well. They work their magic. Let me show you some bits. Down in the bottom there, you'll see there's a bridge. White van just gone over the bridge now. Boink. In the floods of 2013, that actually collapsed, washed the whole bridge out, busted it right in half. Took off about a third the length of the whole bridge. Yeah. So, from the bottom, when you look up, where you're parked is down. Where are we? There's a road here. Where we parked is down over that way. So I'm gonna do an artistic shot with a tree. There we go. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we park. So, like I say, don't ever be tempted to think, hey, I just cut straight across there and up that hill, because I can tell you now, the way I've just come up this hill is easy. If you come up the front face of this hill, I've done some of these front faces of these hills and that ain't no fun. So I came up that way and I'm going this way. So now I'm kind of swinging around, not quite northish, I don't think. A little off north, just to the left of north. Yeah, I think north is about that way. So yeah, I think it's over there somewhere. Yeah. But up in here, this Fullerton loop is one of the most popular hikes in this area. Like I say, if you come up here on a weekend on a sunny day, you'll be 50, 100 people around here. It's a great kid hike. You'll find loads of families bring their kids up here. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great hike. So, back there is the high spot on the corner. That's your best view along here on that section. And that's why a lot of people like to do it anti-clockwise. They'll go around the slow uphill, and then you get all the nice views at the end. Because I might be doing Sugar Mama, I have come around that way. Like I said earlier, if you can do Sugar Mama walking, Don't go up it, come down it. I walked up there. It is a long slog, slow grind up a very long ridge. It's what's called a finger ridge. If you picture the fingers on your hands, if you picture your fingers, you're basically walking up your fingers from your nails up to the joint there, and it's all uphill. But if you go the other way, it's a very gentle downhill. It's actually very pleasant going downhill. It's why the mountain bikers like it. Yeah. Whew. Just over this little rise, I can start heading back down. Now at the top of this piece, I'll show you when I get up the far end, there's an important turn off. You don't get much views along this section. There's very few places you can see out. See if I can find Prairie Mountain for you. I can see it. Trying to find a decent view of it. Like I say, your best views are those bits. Now, along here in summer, obviously, when the leaves on the trees, you can't see nothing out that way. So, right, I will continue on up here, do some more later. Let's do some more navigation points so people will know. So that's the Elbow Valley. Over there, that one there is Prairie Mountain. Very, very popular hiking trail. Don't be tempted to try and come down that one and up Moose Mountain's that one over there. If you look right on the top, there's a little square thing on the top. That tiny little square thing is actually the fire watch station up there. Yeah, there's many good trails out through these mountains, but don't ever be tempted to try and come from the top of Prairie, across the Moose, because you'll get cliffed out right in there. There's a point they have actually put warning signs up in there now, so that's good. A lot of people get halfway down there and then suddenly realise, oh crap, I've got to go back. Which is not good, because now you've got to climb back halfway up the mountain, you just come down. Yeah, never a good plan. I'm just looking down the valley that way. Yeah, if I look down through there right in the distance, I can see down towards Blue Rock and all that lot's all down through there. Yeah, that's nice down through there. I like that area down in there, but like I say, that's not your typical day hiker, you know, Lululemon Brigade kind of hikes. That's more the die-hard, going to spend the night sleeping in the bush kind of hikes. Yeah, from here down that way, I can walk about 12-15 kilometers down through there, and quite often do. And there's some amazing places down in there, but they're hard to find, and it's all route finding. There's no trails down through there. It's all route finding. Some people go along the top of Forget-Me-Not Ridge. That's quite a good route if you want to head down that way. Climb up this end of Forget-Me-Not Mountain and follow the ridge all the way along. But you've got to do a couple of river crossings. So, yeah, like I say, Prairie over there, Moose is over there. I'm heading this way. I'll do some more when I get to the next junction. You can read my video.
Oh, right. I don't know. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Walking?
Right, so this is a young lady that I met just coming up the trail here. She's now found Sasquatch. This is a rare sighting of Dave the Sasquatch in the bush. So she now knows that there is actually a Sasquatch. And she's heading up the same way as I'm going, but she's running. She's younger than me and she's running. So, right. Anyway, nice chatting to you.
Nice meeting you.
Have a good one. I'm just going to do a bit more on this corner and yeah, have fun.
Thank you.
Right, if you were going back to Fullerton, you'd go that way. If you're doing bobcat, look at this lady running up the hill. I'm gonna struggle to get up that hill when she's running up it. Look at that. Right, so where I am, this is where we started, down the bottom, come up to here, up to this junction, up this hill. That's where we are now. I'm just going up that little bit. There's a bit of a hill here. I'm heading up the top. She's going the same way. She's going to go up and around and down Sugar Mama, but she's travelling about 3 times the speed that I am. So I will plod up this hill. I'm not running up it. Look, she's already up the top of that hill. I can see her. She's up at the top of the hill already. She's already up at this piece. I'm not. It's going to take me 10 minutes to get up there. Right, on I go. I shall follow on that way. Right, as promised, I've just plodded up that hill that young lady just ran up. So this is a connector, this one here, this is Bobcat, runs up along the top, heads up to Sugar Mama at the top. That's where that young lady is going. Like I say, about 3 times the speed I am. I think her name was Jamie. Nice to meet you, Jamie. They've just moved here. Moved down at Okotoks, I think. So, Moose Mountain up there. Yeah, that's all nice forest down through there. This is Bobcat Trail. If you're coming along Bobcat to go to back down Fullerton, you turn off where the bike sign is. The no cycling. Some of these trails up here are bike trails, some of them are ski trails, some of them are horse trails. They are very well marked. The Trail Association, I'll get that rock off of there. Trail Association does a great job looking after these trails, and I have to admit they've put up a whole bunch more of these new signs. These weren't here last time I came around here. These signs weren't here, so yeah, well done. Yeah, that's Bobcat heading on down to Fullerton. This is Bobcat heading on round to Sugar Mama Trail. Back into the aspens. See these dead standing aspens, these trees here, these are home to just about every insect you can imagine. Yeah, very important. Can't even see that young lady. She's probably a kilometre ahead of me now. I say, get some pictures of this before it's logged out. I was just explaining to that lady it's very important to cycle the forest. If you don't, they will die. If you look at this bank here, this is what aspens do. It's all these logs, they fall on the ground. Aspens only live about 30-40 years, that's pretty much about it. But what they do is create a lot of habitat, a lot of fungi and all that kind of stuff lives in these amazing trees. And also some of the first to leaf out. They make the most amazing sounds in spring, which I can't believe is only a couple of months away. Unbelievable. Right. I'm going to stay on trail. There is a shortcut I can take from here, but I'm not going to. I will take the actual trail. If this doesn't make for a great walk, I don't know what does. That's very nice chatting to that young lady. It's always good when you meet people on the trail. There was another lady came past. This is one of the best views from up here, because I'm back into climbing again, heading up. I was telling that young lady she wants to take her and her kids like camping, backcountry camping and stuff. There's a lot of good places. She's only been here a year, so there's a lot of great places. You head down that valley over there, very very nice down in there. Yeah, that's where I tend to go. It's nice down in there, as long as you stay off the ATV trails and get out in the actual forest, away from all that lot. It's good. Right, I will continue on my way up this hill. Right, I'm going to start swinging round more to the like an easterly direction here in a minute, so I get the last bit of view of moose before heading up round the corner. See, back in my younger days I would run round this as well. However, my younger days were about 40 years ago. I can walk all day, I just can't run now. Sometimes I walk 15-20 kilometres. If it's a really good day and the train's good, I can do 30 kilometres in a day. However, those trails I tend to do overnight, because if I'm walking out 30 kilometres, I sure as hell ain't walking back 30 kilometres. That's the next day's travel. But I wasn't sure if it was going to be snowy up here or not, So I popped on my spikes. It's just as easy. You go around the corner, you suddenly find yourself on an icy bit. So instead of keep putting them on and off, I just leave them on. Yeah. Right, I'm going to start swinging round here, back into the forest, start swinging east, and I'll do some more further up trail. Right, time to swing round the mountain. I took a picture of this log many years ago, so I'm going to see if I can dig it out and see how much it's changed. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I remember this corner. Right, I will do just that. My way back is that way. Right, so that's the back end of this valley. Like I was saying earlier, these valleys up in here like finger valleys, finger ridges. So the ridge we just come up is that one over there. So think of that as the first finger. Then the second finger, that one, that's Sugar Mummy. Third one over is Sugar Daddy. So you come up that ridge, across where the knuckles would be, and you're going to go down that one. So this next ridge over here on this side, that's where Sugar Mama is. I'm going to head down there in a moment. So to walk along the top of the Bobcat, as you can see, first week of January, bone dry. Yeah. That lady was just saying she didn't know whether there'd be snow in it up here. And you can come one year covered in snow, next year nothing. Yeah. I still keep my spikes on, just easier. Because you come along pieces like this and you suddenly find there's a whole bunch of hard packed snow, and one slip on these rocks, not worth it, just leave them on. Clouds starting to build, look. Got some grey cloud coming in, that doesn't matter. I've only got about another, I think Fullerton is about 6 all the way around. If you come round this way with Sugar Mama, pretty much doubles it, I think. Pretty much doubles it. So this is a very nice walk along. Oh, the heart rock is still there. See that rock? I call that heart rock. I'm pretty sure somebody deliberately put that there because it does look like a heart, doesn't it? That's heart rock. That is. Yeah. Which means I'm not too far away from the start of Sugar Mama. So a bit further along this ridge. As I say, you've got to be careful with the rocks. There are some icy patches. So always bear that in mind. Right. I'll do some more when I get to the turn off of Sugar Mama. Right, next turn off, right there, Sugar Mama turn off. They've definitely put up more signs. If you go to Sugar Daddy, you go that way. Sugar Mama's down this one. Well, I'll be. This sign is a new sign. They used to have an old wooden sign nailed to a tree here somewhere. I see that's gone. Yeah, right. Now, this trail is from here all the way down the ridge. It's like I say, it's like a finger ridge. All the way down the ridge is a nice, slow, relaxing plod. Yeah. There was a little rock bench down here. Oh. I thought I just heard somebody call. Maybe not. Right. Yeah. Right. We'll head down this way. And this, like I say, is a nice walk round. So down here used to be a rock bench. I'll see if it's still there. If it is, I'm going to swap out batteries and have a cup of tea. Yeah. Right, this next junction is called Sugar Pony, I believe. Sugar Mama carries on that way. Sugar Pony goes off to the left here. Yes, that's the beginning of Sugar Pony. See where that orange screw is there? Yeah, that Sugar Pony cuts across. It's not going that way. This is why I keep my spikes on. See, 1 minute you're on dry and you get the other side of the trees. Now you're on hard packed snow. Oh yeah, I can see her tracks. Yeah, she came down here. Oh, she's running again. Yeah, keep stopping and walking. Yeah, see, there, 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 there. That's a good thing in the winter. It's very easy to follow people. You can see what you're sharing with the forest with. She's either running with very short steps or she's walking. And that looks like a walking place. Yeah. Right. See, come off the snow where it's really slippery, and you're back into dry forest. Right, down I go. I haven't found them rocks yet. There's a rock bench here somewhere. I know there is, because I've sat on it a few times. I can't find it. I thought it was further up, but maybe they've moved it, I don't know. But I will stop somewhere down here and have a cup of tea. Right, so I just bumped into a couple more people. They're just heading off up through the forest that way. They confirmed that Jamie did find this route. I wasn't sure, but yeah, it's much better marked. It used to have, like I say, it used to have a little wooden sign at the top, and it wasn't always the easiest one to find. This trail hasn't been made that long, but yeah, the top end of it was a bit odd to find, but she clearly found it. Apparently she's almost all the way at the bottom of the trail already. I've got a considerable distance to go. Yeah. So see, this is the thing. See, when you're younger, you can do this stuff. When I was in my 20s, I used to run this kind of stuff with a 30-40 pound pack and not think nothing of it. And now when you get older, yes, I still carry a 30-pound pack, but I ain't running with it. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. Like I say, I can walk all day, and I tend to walk. My pace remains the same. But if you watch my videos, you'll notice that my walking pace never seems to vary. And that's how you cover the most distance. If I'm coming up a steep hill, I do what I call 25 stop, 25 stop. That way you don't burn yourself out. It gives the lactic acid in your muscles somewhere to go. And then walking down, I tend to walk at the same pace all the time. So I do have people ask if they can come with me, and I do occasionally take people to places. I've got a friend of mine, she likes to come hiking and that, but when she can, I have to kind of bear in mind when I'm walking, not everybody walks at the same pace that I do. I always say to people, if you're coming hiking, don't be afraid to tell me to slow down. Because I do tend to walk at the same pace all day, and that's how you cover the most distance. I have a really bad habit of forgetting to eat and drink. I haven't eaten anything or drunk anything yet. I was hoping to find the rocks to sit on, but I can't see them. That was where I was planning on having something to sit down and have something to eat, but can't see them yet. I must admit, I much prefer coming down this trail than up it. This is not a pleasant trail to walk up. This is a long, slow plod. Amazing trail on a mountain bike. If you're into mountain biking, yeah, you can come ripping down this one. Right, I am going to put this away because I'm going to swap out the battery in a minute, and I am going to stop somewhere and have something to eat as soon as I find a decent sized log. Swapped out the battery. Need me tea. I couldn't leave me kit at home. I had to bring me saw with me. I just couldn't do it. I had to bring it with me. So, no campfire today, so just going to have cold sausage roll. The two ladies I saw walking up the hill, there was an older couple of ladies there, heading up the hill. They said that when Jamie came running down the hill, scared the hell out of her. Yeah, that's the thing, as I was saying to her, if you move fast through the forest, things react differently. You know? If you walk up slowly through a forest, a bear's not likely to bother you at all. But if you're going really fast on a bike or you're running, you're more likely to have an encounter with a bear. So walk slowly. Same as everything in life, walk slowly through life. Don't rush, yeah. The days go by fast enough as it is. This actually makes for a very nice bench. Another one over there. this one is way more comfortable. See, some of these trees, they're all harvestable size now, a lot of them. Yep. Up there a good height too, some of them. But this is what happens to them. They just fall over. They die, they fall over. These are very shallow soils under here, they're not deep soils. Not getting the fire going today. This is all, if you look at this is all forest duff. You do not want to be lighting fires on that stuff. People do, unfortunately. It's funny how your perception of time changes. In here, I'm still 20. My feet, my legs, my knees, not so much. That young lady I met earlier, I'm going to guess probably early 30s, I don't know. Never guess a woman's age, that's never wise. And not to their face either, never ever. I should think she's probably early 30s, so she's half my age. But she's still running up down these hills. And that's the important thing, you've got to keep doing it. If you stop, then you're in trouble. That sun is nice. It's warm today. It's literally, I don't know, 5, 6 degrees I think they said today. I'll tell you what it is. It's a cup of tea time. Nature's sofa. These are my favourite chairs. You can keep all your big comfy chairs now, sitting on a log in a forest drinking tea. You don't get no better than that. Oh bugger, that's hot too. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow. I made that about 6 o'clock this morning, I guess, because sun-up's not till about 8:30 at the moment. And although I don't mind coming out in the dark, I'm quite happy to wander around here in the dark. I do have my headlamp in there and all that. Unfortunately, the first part of my journey involves travelling on Calgary roads, and anybody that travels on Calgary roads early in the morning will know that they're not necessarily some of the best drivers in the world. Now, I'm just curious if I can find it. Where are we? Okay. Where's the sun? Sun's over there. Right, so this is how you tell the time on a compass. I know that is north, that is south. The sun's not quite at south yet, so that is about 10 o'clock. My guess, if I had to guess, this is going to be about 10 to 10:30, somewhere around there. So that's how you tell time on a compass, because north that way, south is dead that way. So if that sun was over there, that sun's that sun's a couple of hours away from midday. So I'm going to guess 10 to 10:30, something like that. Yeah, great, perfect. That is roughly, if I had to guess, that's roughly where I would have said north would have been as well. I'd have been a little bit off, north's that way. I'd have been a little bit off because I would have guessed more that way, but it is actually that way. So cool. Oh well, great. That's how you tell time on a compass. Yeah. People say, why don't you wear a watch? Because I don't need one. Yeah. I have always in here. I have dry paper. I have my light, so should I find myself out here in the middle of nowhere. The thing I like with this one is it's got the cable on the bottom. In the top of my pack, where that black thing is, I can put a booster pack, like one of those little battery pack things in there, plug it straight in there. The battery sits on the back, so like that. I've got cable running down the back, so I can literally use my headlamp, because it's passed through. I can use my headlamp all night, it doesn't matter. It actually works really well. I do like this headlight. This is the BioLite 330. This is actually my favourite one. They have all kinds of different ones now, but I don't know whether the new ones can do the pass-through or not. I haven't looked at one because I've already got one. So, yeah. Let's put that back in there. The rest of my lunch. And this has to be the best way to spend the day. I forced myself, if you look, I don't have my kit belt on. I had to force myself to leave my kit belt at home, because every time I come out in the forest, I was working, clearing trails, fixing stuff, mending fences, building bridges, whatever. I'm always doing something. So today I said to myself, I'll come out, and I'm just going to come out and enjoy myself. And, but I couldn't leave my saw at home. I tried to leave it at home, but I just couldn't do it. Yeah. I do have a knife on my belt as well. I cheated. I do have this one on my belt today. But it's old habits die hard. It's very hard to come out into a forest unprepared. I just can't do it. But I did leave my kit belt at home. That weighs about 20 pounds. This is a good lunch break. No wind either. The video I made yesterday, windy as hell. Not even a breeze. There's nothing moving in these trees at all. Yesterday, if you watched my video yesterday, I was out there in very strong Chinook winds, about 50 kilometres an hour, and it was getting so windy the wind was actually picking up, so I put the fire out, and always best to be on the safe side. Yeah. So cheers people, I will enjoy my tea, enjoy the rest of my food, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Well, this is such a good spot. I think I'm going to have another cup of tea. In the words of the great man himself, the more tea you drink, the less you have to carry. Yeah. I think that's what he said. Oh, it's good. A little bit of snow, but it's good. I'll take this. This is a good good bench. Yeah. You can't odds it. I mean, a lot of people they like these nice recliners with lifty up feet and stuff. And yeah, that's all very well. But cheers. I will take that. Oh, that is good tea. If I don't say so myself, that is good tea. Like I was just saying, this is good tea. Yeah. I had to rescue the camera because I could see it slowly leaning over. I've actually got it balanced on this piece of log in amongst twigs. So I was looking at it and thinking, that camera's moving, it's going to fall off. Oh, more people should definitely do this. So there's 4 people I've seen on this trail now. Wow, it's crowded. Yeah, there was another young lady I saw going around Fullerton Loop, anti-clockwise, when I was talking to that lady at the junction there. Another lady went by, and I've seen 2 women go up this trail. It's all Women Day today. Good grief. Yeah, Three women I've seen on the trail now. Yeah, amazing. It's good. You're out and about running, out and about, it's exercise, you're in the forest, it's the best place to be. Absolutely brilliant. But for me, meeting four people on the trails that I do, that's actually quite a lot. I don't normally see anybody on the trails that I do. Anybody that follows my videos will know that I don't tend to see too many people on my trails. Yeah. Yep. Not too many people like doing Dave trails. See, a Dave trail is, I just go that way. I've got my compass, I know where I'm going, I just head that way. This is nice because you've got a nice actual trail to walk down. The Bragg Creek Trail Association, always make sure you got your bear spray. The Bragg Creek Trail Association, and they do an absolutely amazing job. Now, I know I've just had tea. Always make sure that you drink water too. So I've just had 2 sausage rolls. So always make sure you drink a bit of water too. What else have we got in here? Okay. Right. So I will get all my stuff put away. Always make sure your straps are done up, your buckles are done up, your zips are done up. Don't want to be losing stuff. It doesn't matter how hard you try, you always become untucked. Everything, always adjust your layers every now and again. Because if you get an opening in your layers on your back or whatever, and you get the cold air coming in there, you might not feel it until you take your gear off, and then suddenly you realise you've got a bit of frostbite on your skin, and that's not pleasant. You don't want that. So always make sure everything's done up, all your buckles are done up, straps. I cross tie these as well. This is actually a ski pack. This is a winter ski pack. These loops on the side here, these are for skis and stuff. These go in here. But I actually find this incredibly useful. One of the main reasons I like this pack is it has this big outer pouch which has my hat in it and all that kind of stuff. So if you've got any wet gear, you can put it in there, so you don't have to worry about it. It's outside your pack, you're not putting wet gear inside your pack. So it's lightweight, it's orange. This piece in the back here is a piece that you can take out and actually use as a chair. In the back of here, in this bit, this is where I keep all my tarps and all that kind of good stuff. Tarps that live in the back there. Always make sure you've got your bear spray handy, because as I always say, bears are not inactive in winter, they are less active. So they're also pretty groggy this time of the year. They're not wide awake. So you get that back off of there. Yeah, they're not wide awake. I mean, look at that. See, blue sky. Compare it to yesterday. Blue sky, no wind. Just fold that little stand up. Look at this. Ah. Remember I was saying about in windy forest, the tops of the trees can snap out. Right, there's one there. Let's see, snapped off 30 feet up in the air. Where's the top? The top of it's over there. Look, there it is. Yeah. So the wind got that one, snapped the top out. So you've got to be very careful where you camp. This big one I've been sitting on as my bench. That's a good sized tree. It's a handy bench too. There's another one over there, snapped right off. So you've got to be careful where you camp out in the forest. So you look at this forest and you think, oh yeah, you know, they're going to log it, and you know, it's a terrible shame, and it is a shame when they go. But a lot of these trees are getting to the end of their lives. So better that we make good use of them than they become a fire hazard, and basically the forest will eventually die. If you don't look after it, it will eventually die. So right, I will have a quick look around. Always make sure whenever you stop somewhere, have a really good look around, make sure you left nothing behind, only footprints, and away you go. Yeah. Right, so bike tracks, always double check, nothing left behind, because I don't have to walk back up this bloody great hill just to come back up here and find something. Yeah. Make sure you have wallet, keys, all that. I did find, just now, I've been looking for them again, I found some tracks They looked like cat tracks to me, because they were the usual pad, 4 pads, big pad, but no claws. And there was 4 of them sat just in one spot, and there was none leading in and none leading out. So yeah, I think it was actually a cat, because most canines, if you look, let's see if I can find a dog track. A lot of people do walk their dogs up here. If I can find a dog track, I will show you. Can't see any now I mention that. Right, so dog track always has claws on it. A cougar will have claws if it's going uphill, because it tends to extend its claws if it's going up a big hill or climbing a tree or whatever. Just think that is down there, eh? Don't be tempted to take a shortcut, because that is bloody steep and it's also bloody wet in the bottom of there. Yeah, so now I did find 4 nice little round tracks. Weren't very big. If I had to guess, I'd say like a bobcat, lynx kind of size cat, not huge. We're not talking cougar size prints. A cat cougar print is big, like your hand, like a big cougar. It's like, you know, best part of the palm of your hand and some. They're big. You know, I don't want to find too many of those. Yeah, but but I'm pretty sure that was a small cat, something like a bobcat. I can tell looking down through the trees that I've actually descended a huge distance here, and there's snow in the bottom, so I know that that's where the river is. I can also see some aspens down there. Aspens like to grow on the side of the riverbanks too. It's good for them. Lots of water. That's why it grows so bloody fast. They're a keystone species, aspens. The aspens will grow, and they take over. They create shelter for the pines. The pines eventually crowd them out, and hey presto, the whole cycle comes again. We get a big fire come through, it will die out, the aspens are the first ones to populate, and so it goes on. That is the natural cycle of forests. Look at all this. The wind's got these, because it's exposed, let's see. Wind's blowing all these over. If you look, they're all facing the same direction, because the wind's got them. Winds come up the valley there, see? Big open valley. Winds come up there. I never did find the rocks at the top, so I'm guessing the rocks have actually gone, or they were covered in snow and I just didn't see them. Somebody made a very nice little rock bench. Yeah. Stopped there a few times. But if you look at this forest, look at it. All these smaller stuff. If you're camping in an area, that's the stuff you want to. If I was camping somewhere like this, if this was out in the middle of nowhere and I was camping and I came across that, I'm going to be thinking, woohoo, I just hit the jackpot of firewood. That is just so much really, really good firewood. Bone dry, up off the ground. Yeah, that stuff, absolutely fantastic. Brilliant fuel wood, that is. Yeah, look at it, it's everywhere. So for a camping perspective, that wood is just amazing. It doesn't burn for long. It burns hot, but it doesn't burn for long. You get through that stuff pretty quick. But there's such an abundance of it, it's just crazy. Right. So I shall stop waffling until I get back down the bottom. I know I'm not too far from the bottom now. It's got a few more corners to go, and then I'm back down onto the main track. And this is why I like to wear my spikes. 1 minute, bone dry forest. Next minute, slippy, slidey, hard packed ice. Yeah. I do like hiking this time of the year because it's still hard enough. Like if you get into March, you get into what I call mushy season, where the snow's all turning mushy, it's all liquefying, it's isothermic snow. Once it turns isothermic, it's right on the point of melting, and and you're really in trouble. It's hard to walk on. This time of the year, this crap is still hard enough packed that you can walk on it without too much trouble. In March it turns into sloppy season. This walking in hard packed snow in spikes is bloody lovely. If you do it in March, what you tend to find is it clumps on the bottom of your spikes, and you end up walking along and you end up doing a "hey, look at me, I'm walking on the moon" impression, and that's never fun. But this, you can hear it still crunching. Hear the crunch? Yeah, that's good snow. People don't realise there's a lot of differences in snow. People think snow is just snow. Right. This stuff, you can't bunch this up and make it into a snowball. Complete waste of time. It doesn't work. It doesn't stick together. Not enough moisture in it. The only time you can make snowballs around here is spring and fall. once it sets into winter, once we get into the -20s and what have you, this stuff just turns into like icing sugar. You have to melt a lot of it if you want some water for cooking and whatever. You've got to melt a lot of this crap to get some decent snow. I see these people making videos and they get their kettle and they fill it with snow, and the next thing you know, you see them pouring out enough to make soups and 4 cups of tea and all that. Yeah, that's just garbage. You know, they've had to refill that kettle about 4 or 5 times. So whenever you see that stuff, take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah, literally, pinch of salt. It's good for you in the winter. Right. I know that I'm almost at the bottom of this one now, because that valley over in there goes off up round the back of it's the back way. If you come back from a place called Snagmore, one of the trails called Snagmore's over that way. Snagmore's not one of my favourite trails. Again, it's one of those that has a lot of up, that seems to keep going up. Then you get to a corner, you get a nice view, and then you're coming straight back down again. It's great on a mountain bike. Loads and loads of people do these on mountain bikes. Very popular. Like I say, the Bragg Creek Trail Association, they do an amazing job of this stuff. They really do. They really do look after it. You won't find many trail networks this well looked after. They've always got crews up in here fixing stuff. That's why I didn't really bring too many tools in it with me today. I've only had, if you look back into 2021 or 22, one of my videos there, Fullerton Loop, a friend of mine told me there was a couple of downfall trees on it. And I didn't believe it, to be quite honest, because normally there isn't, not on here. So I came around the corner and there was 3 bloody great aspens down, and I thought, oh well, I'm there. And they were literally 12 to 14 inches through, big ones. Pain in the arse to cut my hand, I can tell you. But I got them out of there. If you look at that other video, it's in there. It's like a little slideshow video thing that I did. But I don't tend to bring a lot of tools when I do the Bragg Creek ones, because they are so well maintained. Like I say, they do an amazing job. If every trail association did it as well as these guys, it'd be a good thing, I tell you. Yeah. I can't remember how many kilometres of trail there are. There's something like 700 or 800 kilometres of trail, something like that. It's an insane amount. Yeah. Right. I'm going to head over the bridge. This is the creek that runs up. Sugar Mummy is up that finger trail on that side. Sugar Daddy runs up that that ridge on that side. So, like I say, back to your fingers. Yeah, we've just come down that one. These big old aspens, look. They're amazing trees. Love these trees. Look at them things. How high that is. Just as a word of caution, never camp underneath those things. Never. You think some of the pines can snap for no reason whatsoever. You only have to look at some of these aspens and they snap right off. Yeah. I've seen the wind get up. Literally 3 or 4 of them just snap off in a row. One of the places I was at in the summer, I was up Trail 19 out the Sheep River, heading north. And one weekend I went through there. There was 5 or 6 big aspens on the corner, literally a foot or more through. And the next weekend I went up there, all of them on that corner, all snapped off. Wind had snapped them right off. Now if you listen, wind's getting up now, let's see. Time to head out of here. Right. I'm almost at the bottom of this trail now, so that's good. Yeah. Right, I'll put this away until I get down the bottom. Remember just now when I stopped 10 minutes ago? No wind. Now listen. See how quickly it can change around here, so always be prepared. People will come out, it's a beautiful sunny day, and they go, oh wow, you know, just going to head out for a quick walk around and what have you. Just make sure you do have some gear with you. Hat, gloves, water, you know. Make sure people know where you are. Make sure they know where you're going. Because you'll be surprised. I mean, this trail I'm on, I'm not too worried about this one because it is a very busy trail. Like I say, I've seen 4 people already. Yeah. Which for me is a lot. Don't normally see 4 people on my trails. Yeah. Listen to that wind. So much that's changed. Yeah. And that's what you have to watch. I'm nearly at the bottom of the valley again now. I'm off the top of the mountain. I'm nearly at the bottom of the valley. Down in the bottom there, you can see that snow down the bottom. That's where I will end up in a minute. Cut across and then back to the parking lot. Once you get down here, you'll see the bridge. I'll show you the bridge where we started this morning. When I came over the bridge and I turned left, I said that will take you up to Fullerton Loop. If you turn right, I said take you up Snagmore Way. This will bring you back a bit on the Snagmore Way. Banded Peak over through there. That's a good navigation mountain. There are two around here that look like that, so you've got to be careful. Yeah, if you find yourself up the wrong valley, you can see another one and you'll think it's Banded, but it's not. If you look at Banded from the other side, it just looks like a big cone. It hasn't got that nice ridge across it. Yeah. And I'm almost back at river level. About another couple of 100 feet. And I'll be back down at river level, I should think. Look at the blue sky. Isn't that lovely? And this is exactly why I live here. Look at it. Yeah. You can hike all year round. I see people only hike in the summer. Yeah, if it's minus 30, it's a bit cold. Make sure you've got something to cover your ears, but I still do it because it's good. We live in an amazing place. Right, I will continue on down here, back onto the trail. And this is the end of the Sugar Mama Trail. Now, as I was saying earlier in my videos, if you were going to Snagmore, you'd go up that way. There's a million trails go up that way. You can go to Break Creek that way if you want. If you really want to get adventurous, you can go that way. Parking lot's back this way. That's Sugar Mama Trail. Yeah, that's a good walk up through there. But like I say, walk down that trail, don't go up that trail. That is such a long slog if you're walking, even on a bike. This is a main connector trail down through here. It's one of the old logging roads, fire roads. They do have fire access up through here all the time, so you'll suddenly come across these nice big wide bits like this. So Sugar Mama Trail goes off up through there, through the aspens, and this will take you down around the corner back to the bridge where we started. And I did notice some people had cut this corner off. Please don't do that, people. I know it says walking around a little bit, but it then creates a whole bunch of braided trails that people then use, and it just makes a mess. Yeah. So you can see where people have come down through there. They come down through that little bit. Yeah. Try to stick to the trails if you can. It's that extra 100 yards makes no difference. Where this sharp corner arrow is, it is a sharp corner, so if you come down here on a bike, be careful. Down the bottom here you will see the bridge that I came over where I started. This is the Snagmore route, heads off up this way. Fullerton Loop went basically straight on where you see that sign that says no bikes, no horses. That takes you back to Fullerton up that way. This sign here, this is an old sign, right? Still says Alan Bill Pond. Unfortunately the pond got washed away in the floods of 2013, so yeah. There is no pond anymore, it's just Alan Bill, and it was pond. Yeah, so that's an old sign, that is. That's all. That's where we went on the way up. Yeah, so they do have plenty of signs here. Like I say, the people that look after these trails, they make an excellent job. From about here back to the parking lot is about 1 kilometre, and this is an easy walk, so I'm just going to head down over the bridge. Yeah, so Fullerton's that way, bridge is this way. And I have to say, that was actually a very nice walk around. I'm glad I did the uphill bit, the steep uphill first. Yeah, everything in life happens for a reason. It's It's weird the way things work out, isn't it? Right. Up the hill. There's a gate here. Sometimes this gate is open, sometimes it's closed. Leave it how you find it. It's, the ranchers do have cows up in here in the summer, because there's a lot of grazing leases and that up through here. So however you find the gate, please leave it how you find it. There's a drift fence goes up through here. Keeps the cows in certain areas. Yeah. Very important to graze it. Right. Hasn't been that much snow, because quite often I walk over that in the winter and it's packed with snow. You can't even see that grey. Right, so about 1 kilometre from here back to the parking lot. And this is just a flat, easy walk. So I will put this camera away until I get down the bottom end. Right, the walk back through this last bit of forest is really something. River's down there. What an amazing day. All in all, it's been an amazing day. I've got to walk that trail again, because I'm not sure how many times I'll be able to do that, because if they do log it, it's going to be very different up in there. Met a bunch of people. Met that young lady, very chatty young lady. Good conversation. That's what people forget nowadays. Conversation is a dying art. It's really nice to meet somebody that you can have a conversation with. So that's good. If you watch this video, thank you, very much appreciated. Yeah. People sit on their phones all day, texting each other and all that. Down through there, isn't that nice? Yeah, don't walk down through there, by the way. It's pretty bloody wet in there. Yeah. I can still see debris down on the banks down there, all the old tree stumps and what have you, from the floods in 2013. So, amazing how quickly it recovers though. Yeah, 50 years from now you won't even know that flood took place. You'd have to really look for it. So this last bit down through here, this is really just a nice little walk down through the forest. I'm not sure how long this video will be. I know some of my videos go on for an hour, and some people say, oh, that's way too long, it's way too long. But I don't make my videos to fit any particular genre or all the other good stuff. I make these videos because I like to bring people along. Look at that, it's nice. And just show them where I go, what I do. Hopefully they learn a few little things, and it's good. But above all, get out and enjoy the outdoors. Now, I know people in Canada that, you live in Canada, half the year's like this, and they spend half their year indoors doing absolutely jack, and you'll go down with cabin fever and oh, it's bad for you. Yeah, don't ever do that. Get out, enjoy stuff. It's very easy to sit at home and do nothing. Bung on some boots, put on a coat and a hat, and away you go. Go explore. You get to go to good places, you meet some good people. I even sat and had a conversation with a squirrel. There was a squirrel sitting where I stopped for my lunch. There was a squirrel sitting there watching me. I think he was hoping for food. That ain't gonna happen. I never feed the wildlife, never ever. Because if they get used to people feeding them, they forget how to find their own food. Oh look, talking of food stealers, there's some jays. Hello Mr. Jay. I like the noises jays make. There he goes off up in the trees over there. Jays make this really amazing little squeaky sound. Now I've said that they're not going to do it. Oh well. The wind is definitely getting up too. They did say the wind might get up later. We might get snow later too. Possibility. And I did notice some grey clouds. Oh, we got a camera. I've got a parks camera. See the trail camera? Yeah. They do monitor wildlife on the trails. They do monitor people, animals, wildlife. You'd be surprised how many of those cameras there are around the place. that one there was easy to spot. Quite often I find them out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, some poor bugger has to come down here and collect the card from that. I have noticed actually some of them that I find right out in the middle of nowhere, these back end of nowhere places, 10 kilometres out in the middle of nowhere. They have the little solar panel things up in the trees. Now, just a note on trail cameras, somebody earlier in the year that I bumped into out in the forest had a bunch of trail cameras set up. You cannot do that. People think you can just go out and put a trail camera anywhere you want. You can't. You can say parks, if you were doing, this guy said he was doing a animal study, which is fine, you can do that, but you have to have parks permission to do it. And if you put up a trail camera, it has to have your name and a phone number, contact phone number on it. If it is not, it will be confiscated and you ain't getting it back. And if they can track down who it is, you can actually get fined for doing that. People think it's just national parks you can't do that in. You can't do it anywhere, nowhere. Public land, crown land, you can't just put up trail cameras, because a lot of those things, generally the reason that the rules are so stiff on those is because a lot of people use them for poaching. They'll set up cameras in an area, find out what kind of wildlife's there, come back, and then they're out poaching deer and Christ knows what. So yeah, so you can use trail cameras, but you do have to have permission. You get a permit, it's free and costs nothing, but parks just want to know why you want to do it and where you're going to put them. Like I say, make sure you got your name, contact details on it, phone number, all perfectly legal. If you do that, not a problem. But if you stick them up in the middle of nowhere and I find them, they're coming out of there and I just hand them in the parks, and hopefully they can track down who owns them. Yeah, you can't do that. There's privacy issues as well. You know, people come out and about, wandering through the mountains, they're out enjoying themselves. They don't want people bloody videoing everything all the time. If I'm like that lady I was talking to earlier, I asked her if I could include her in my video and she was okay with that. So that's fine, always ask. But you can't just come out and put up trail cameras anywhere. That one back there I noticed had the parks thing on it, the park sticker. So that's good. Yeah. But you'd be surprised where I find them. I'll be out in the middle of nowhere sometimes and you're like, what the heck is that? And sure enough, trail cameras. Yeah. Yeah, the guy I bumped into earlier on in the year, he was, I say earlier on in the middle of last year, he was doing, he said he was studying something with the University of Calgary or something. He said, well, if you're doing it through the U of C, they know what the rules are. So I don't suspect he actually was. So either way, right, I'll do some more when I get back down to the parking lot, which is just down here. And here I am, back at the beginning. Quite amazing. You come here and there was one car when I got here this morning. Now there's all these. So all of these people are out on that trail somewhere. Right, let me see if there's somewhere I can hang up these bits that I found. I always find stuff. Right, so as you can see, loads of cars now. Right, this is the end of Fullerton. That's the end of the thing. Fullerton trailhead is there. So I will call that it for now. I will hang up the bits that I found and hopefully somebody will claim them. Let's put them on the bench over there. Let's, right, we'll call that it. But let's see what I found. Oh, okay, I found one of those round things as well. Let's offload all the stuff that I found. I found another one of those round things, and that orange glove's mine. I found a black glove, so if you're missing a black glove, I found those. I found that. Right. Yes, things you find on the trail. There was another black glove here this morning, but I see that it's gone. Maybe, and it wasn't wet either, so maybe somebody found it. That was on that rock over there. So, right, so that is Fullerton Loop. My pocket full of goodies that I find. This is the trail. So this is where we are now. So I went up here, up this one, up along the top of here, bumped into that young lady along here. This is where we stopped for a chat on that junction. Then we went up here. She ran off up here. I went up this one, down Sugar Mama, which is this one. As you can see, it's a long track. It looks like you could just cut across here anyway. You can't, it's very steep in there. And then back down here onto the trail, back down that way to there, jump down. I'm not sure how many kilometers that is. I'll measure it when I get home. There are all kinds of rules for electric bikes, all that kind of stuff. You're allowed pedal assist. So yeah, very, very popular up through there. Right, that is that. I will call that it. Thank you very much for coming along. It's been a good day. Catch you on the next one.